Good morning. I'm back. This is day 9 of my 30-day video challenge, wherein I will post one video a day. Oh, that's a new line, I didn't realize. Where I will post one video a day for 30 days, and I'm really loving it. I'm loving it. So, it's really been effective, at least for me. I feel so much better in front of the camera, even better behind it. So, my topic for today is curiosity. Now, this might end up being cut to pieces and edited because I want to try to think as I'm speaking, and my mind will run off on tangents. So if that happens, I'll be putting things together, but we'll wait and see. Today's topic is curiosity. Are you curious? Are you curious? And if you are, what are you curious about? What things make you curious? Because I have a very curious mind. I see things or hear things, and it makes me wonder. So you might watch a political show and think, oh wow, they're right, or they're wrong. And I might watch that same show and I'll think something like, so why does he think that? And what makes him so sure? Or, you know what I mean? There's a guy, he's making the rounds on YouTube. He's real popular, Professor Shane. And he has some really, really interesting things that really, really makes me think. And I thought, because I have a curious mind, I thought, well, he thinks a little differently, I think, than a lot of people do. And of course, he's in China, so he has to be careful about how he words things, I think, to a degree. But I was watching him today, and he's talking about how he's only on Western social media. Now, he lives in China. He is of Chinese descent, but he's technically not a Chinese citizen, so he has a little bit of leeway, which also makes me curious. But I probably couldn't find the words to express that curiosity that I have at this moment. So I thought, man, having a curious mind, curiosity is a curse. And I think this because when you have a curious mind and you try to find information, you find lots of different points of views, but nothing that can be pointed to as the truth. The truth. So I looked up the curse of a curious mind, and there's actually a term for that, but they talk about it a little bit differently. It says the curse of the curious mind, it can be a curse because it leads to procrastination. That's the one that stuck out. If you look up that term, maybe I won't spoil it for you. You look up that term and see what it means to you if you see this, if you care. Because curiosity procrastination is one that really came to me and stuck. There are like 3 or 4 different other things that talked about there. But to me, the curse of the curious mind is when you try to find information for what you're curious about. We don't just have an Encyclopedia Britannica anymore. I mean, I guess they probably do. It's probably online. But back when I was a kid, back in the 70s and the 80s, you find your encyclopedia, if you could afford them. But even that was pretty general. I mean, and you just have to stick with status quo. But now, we go to the internet and you can see 10 or 20 different things for whatever you're curious about. And I believe a lot of it is up to interpretation. So therefore, we form our own truths from our curiosity that made us look into something, and we stick to it. But I can't really quite do that. I mean, I can find something that I think looks the most reasonable to me, and I can stick to that as a rule. But I found in my 63 years, tomorrow will be 63 years, I found in my time that I can't really stick to anything dogmatically, because I've always been aware of the fact that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're wrong, maybe they're wrong, maybe everybody's wrong. So we have to make our own truths, and it has to fit the way we live, if that makes sense, so that we can move on with our curiosities or with our truths. Because curiosity, will it not lead to a truth in the end run? So I was taking a short drive. I'm at my destination. Speed bump. And I'm going to call this video good for today. And I think I even didn't ramble too much, which is one of the things I'm trying to improve on my 30-day video challenge. So, do you have a curious mind? And when you try to find answers to the things that you're curious about, to find answers to your questions, do you find it frustrating? So if you do, drop them in the comments. Let me hear what you're thinking. I want to know what you're thinking. I'm curious to know what you think about the subject of a curious mind. That said, I think I want to do a whole video on ChatGPT and helping me get through DaVinci Resolve, which I haven't gotten through. It's still helping me. I'm shooting a project. It's going to be a short video. It might get me in trouble. I'm not sure, but I'm going to shoot it and see what happens and see if it don't get pulled down for some kind of copyright thing. I don't think it will, because I'll be speaking of it in a good light. But I had to, now using my Panasonic Lumix camera, and I haven't filmed with it in like 3 or 4 years. It's barely been used. I have a Lumix Panasonic. I'll sell you. I'll make a good deal on his Crazy Jeff's camera sales. So it's hardly been used, and it's just like new. But I said, well, let me get out and film it, since I'm on my YouTube journey. I'm going to be here forever, I hope. You know, we'll see. The videos will be here forever, no matter what. But I got my camera out, and I started shooting this project. And I've always had trouble with this camera getting it on my old computer. Now I have a ROG computer I was playing World of Warcraft on. Since I've started doing this, I've lost interest in World of Warcraft. I mean, I wasn't really interested in it. It was something I kill up a couple hours with in the evening. So now I'm going to save myself $15 a month on this subscription and use my time more productively. So I needed to get my film, so I had off the camera onto my computer. So I pulled the SD card out, and there's like 3 different files it's saving things into. So I was having trouble, and I said, you know, I can save myself a lot of time if I just ask ChatGPT. Maybe I won't have to make a new video. Maybe I'll tag it onto this one. This might be that video. Hey, how ChatGPT, chat Gary Paul Thomas. I call it Gary Paul Thomas. Anyways, how do I get this off of my SD card and onto a folder? Because I thought I just have to save it to the desktop. I didn't want my desktop to be cluttered up. Well, Gary Paul Thomas taught me how to make a folder on my desktop to slide my videos into. So now I have a project folder. Then it showed me how to load up DaVinci Resolve. Now, they have a free version, which I'm all into because I'm just a poor man trying to make a YouTube channel. So I get on DaVinci Resolve. I've got this expensive computer. Expensive to me, it's a couple of $1,000 computer. You know, it's a laptop. It's a ROG Royal of Games, whatever they call it, ROG computer, and I know it's got good software in it. It's even though it's a couple of years old now. So I load up my DaVinci Resolve, and it's, you don't have the right drivers. Real life, Jeff. I was like, oh, all right. So I said, crap. So then I get on my chat. Gary Paul Thomas says, oh, you just need to update your driver. You've got a gaming computer and you need to use it for studio or something to that effect, you know, or maybe they just need to be updated. I don't know. I remember exactly what it said. But I says, okay, well, how do I do that? So it walked me through that process of getting on NVIDIA, updating my drivers. And I know people talk non-stuff. My goal in this channel is not to swear. If somebody's kid or my mother runs across it, I don't want them to go, oh! You know, so I want to have a PG channel at the very most. So, well, this is a bunch of scene now. I got sidetracked. I can't do that. Let me see. Where was I? DaVinci Resolve. So it helped me get my drivers updated. It walked me through the process. I'm on my phone here. Gary Paul Thomas. Computer there. Do this. Do that. I was back and forth. And so now I have all my files on my computer. It's going to walk me through the process of, I was filming in the basement and I didn't have a good light. Now I had my camera turned all up, my f-stop turned all the way up. You know, it looked great on the camera. Okay, this is going to be fine. I have my ring light. I have a light on the back of my camera that's really lighting things up, and it's looking pretty good on my viewfinder on the camera. But when I put it on the computer, it's dark. But it says it'll help me photo grade that, brighten it up a little bit to make it. I like shooting in the dark. I've shot back when I was using my camera. I was shooting some short films just by myself. I did a film. It's actually on YouTube, but I'm not comfortable putting my full name out on this channel yet because I don't know where it's going. But anyways, it's on YouTube, and it was a comedy my brother and my sister and I did. And it was pretty fun, and it's got a few thousand views. It's pretty interesting. But so this is the first time since then I've done that, and I know I was going somewhere with that, but ADHD here, it's not going to let me. So I've got the files on my computer, and it's going to show me how to brighten them up. And so coming soon, my secret project that I hope is going to be entertaining. Is going to have a product. It's going to be entertaining, I hope, because it plays on a stereotype, you know, of people of a certain age. Anyhow, that's it. That's it. Day number 9 of my 30-day video challenge. If you haven't done this, if you are new to YouTube, I think you should do a video challenge to get familiar with that. Some of you are just naturals. You're like, ta-da! I'm not. It was hard for me. So anyhow, the video challenge, I think, is a good idea. This is day 9. I'll go home and put this on there. I don't even think I'm going to have to cut it up too badly because I was able to keep my train of thoughts. The case, the curse, the curse, and the cures. The case, the curse, and the cure. The curse of the curious mind. Let me know what you think. Is it a real thing? I mean, it has been for me. Let me know what you think. Drop the comments down below. Like and subscribe if you want. I'm not here to twist anybody's arm. I have 2 new subscribers. I'm up to 12 now. That's just, to me, that's a milestone. If you see this and you're my subscriber, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, either way, thank you all for being here. Have a great day. This is Jeff, and I've got to go do a thing, and I'll be back for day number 10. Have a great night, great day, great afternoon, wherever you are, whatever this is. Have a great one. Goodbye.